Okay, tonight's demonstration is, I'm going to do two paintings. This is an old painting I have that's, I wouldn't say it's completely ugly, but there's a bit too much going on in there. I've got bottle caps, I've got fabric, and so I thought I'd make some changes. And normally my go-to colors are a lot of blues, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick what a lot of people associate as ugly colors, even though I don't really think they're ugly. So that would be like grays, yellow ochre. We've got a Mars yellow. I'm going to go very brown here. Okay. A little bit of white. Some Van Dyke brown. Okay, so this painting, it's a little bit too busy for me. So let's see. I'm going to rip some of this stuff off. I sort of feel like this, it needs more open space. It's too busy. So I'm actually going to rip this off. And because I'm not attached to it, I don't really care. Okay. Can't decide if I kind of like that there now. Okay. So I'm going to try and show different techniques as I'm going over this with paint, because I don't want to completely lose the paint that's already there, the underpainting. So I'm going to do a bit of dry brushing. And I'm going to use my flat bristle brushes. And this fabric, it's an old skirt. So I'm dipping in, no water. And then it's the 45-degree angle. So this skirt has got some dimension to it. So what's great about it is as I drag over, going to pick up on that texture. But some of the color is still going to show through. And also kind of scrub my brush around lightly so some of the color from below shows through. If I get too much paint going, I can scrape. It's starting to look like clay or mud to me, like a mud wall. So this section I'm liking that. I still have blue showing through, but then it's very brown over here. I think that's kind of cool. Haven't even used any water yet. For some reason I'm into the scrubbing right now. Not sure about this. Okay, I'm going to go for thicker paint. Something tells me thicker paint, impasto, 45-degree angle, just glob. Trying to tone down the busyness. Okay, feels like it needs something with a finer line, so I'm going to use these water-soluble graphite. Now, if I just take a damp brush, starts to kind of come to life there a little bit. Okay, now that's kind of hard to see on the screen because the angle's kind of odd. It's still kind of busy, despite the fact that I'm pushing things towards more neutral tones. Okay, so there's definitely more I could do. I might even rip more things off, but I think you get the basic idea process. Now I'm going to use the paint on my palette there, and I'm going to intentionally try to make a really ugly painting, which some of you have already done. And this is a great thing to do with your leftover paints on your palette. Why let it go to waste? Or it's a great way to begin as a warm-up, just exploring different colors and marks and what your brushes can do. That's all dry brush. Now I'm going to add water. If I use the top edge of my brush, I get a straight line. There's the flat of my brush, and then I got the side of my, hang on, running out of paint there, side of my brush. So 3 different marks with that one. palette knife. What other color in there? You can directly drip paint on. This is a liquid high flow. If I can get it out of the bottle, come on. Oh, there we go. But letting paint mix just right there on the canvas. Okay, got to get some color in there. Can't help myself. Here we go. And draw directly with the paint tube. Roll with the brayer, which we will be using next week with the jelly plate. Really ugly. And this is the wood graining tool I talked about, at least in one of my classes last week. You can get at the paint department. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there, and it's not actually not so ugly anymore. Okay.